Welcome everyone. My name's Carl Anderson. I'll be guiding you through this hour-long functional mobility flow. What this class consists of is it's very active. What we do is challenge our active ranges of motion. So we'll use a bunch of different drills, primarily CARs or controlled articular rotations. You can think of them as just joint circles. And these joint circles or CARs are meant to challenge and assess the workspace in your joints. And when I say workspace, all I'm referring to is the amount of range of motion that your joint has, in this case your shoulder. How much range of motion does your shoulder have compensation free or without help from neighboring joints, in this case our spine. So learning how to disassociate shoulder motion from spine motion, as well as hip motion from spine motion, as well as sort of an underlying theme in this class today. Really quick, equipment you'll need. If you've got a block, I love practicing with a block all the time. That would be great. If you've got a big book, maybe that can be a nice little substitute, as well as a strap. We won't really need it for that much, just a little bit of a shoulder warm-up. So you can substitute as a towel or a long rope, anything you got that's long. So that's what you're going to need. Let's start lying on our belly. So prone Shavasana. Lying flat down, make a little pillow with your hands and you can rest your forehead down or just take one cheek to the side and settle in. Just want you to close your eyes down, give your hips a little shimmy side to side. If you haven't already, sealed your lips and just start to breathe calmly in and out through your nose. And as you're breathing, I want you to have a sense of breathing deep into the belly, deep into the lower lobes of your lungs. So much of us, including myself, we breathe all day up into our chest, high into our lungs, and that's where our fight or flight stuff is. To really have a sense of calmness and grounding, you have to be able to breathe into the lower belly. Actually use your diaphragm, what it's meant for. It's your breathing muscle. So deep belly breaths, maybe lengthening your exhales. Just create a little more space for your inhales. And just keep with that balanced breath. I want you to extend your right arm out to the right. Make sure it's directly in line with your shoulder. Spread your fingers wide. You're going to take your gaze off to the left, bend your left knee, and then roll over onto your right side. You step your left foot right over top of your right, and you just breathe here. Spread your fingers and push your whole right arm into the ground. And then have a sense of directing your breath right into that tight tissue that you're feeling that's opening up. Use the breath to create a little more opening. Take one more inhale and exhale. You're going to roll onto your belly once again. Let's make that little pillow. Go right hand on top of left hand and just rest your chin down. Push the top of your left foot into the floor, and I want you to tuck your tailbone under and inhale, lift your right leg up high. Right knee stays straight, point your toes, and then you're going to bend your knee and pull your right heel to your butt. Take another inhale, lift your thigh a little bit higher. Exhale, try to hover the floor and slide into half frog. Knee comes right up in line with the hip. It sets down soft, and then you ground your foot. And just line up your heel, right heel in line with the knee, right knee in line with the hip. You might have to slide that knee up a little bit so you're at 90 degrees of hip flexion. Take your right hand right to your right hip point. And I want you to press your right hip point into the floor. So we really square our pelvis down. Press your right knee and inner thigh into the ground and actively lift your right foot off the ground. This is internal rotation and adduction of the hip. And you just pause at the top. Give it a little squeeze, and we're trying not to use the low back here, so just hip rotation. Lower it down slowly, and just give me two more. Push the right knee down and lift off. Hold at the top. Slowly parachute back down. Last one, knee into the floor, lift that right foot up, hold it at the top. This time keeping your foot up, push down through your left foot as you try to hover right thigh off the ground, extend it back in line, and lower it slow. Same series to the other side. Left arm out to the left, right in line with your shoulder, so you look at it, you got the alignment, then you gaze to the right, right knee bends, and we roll over onto our left side, and we just breathe. Spread your fingers, start to push your whole left arm into the ground. Just breathing right into the left pec, left front shoulder. One more inhale. And exhale. Next, inhale, roll to your belly. Make that little pillow with your hands, left hand on top of right. Push through the top of your right foot. Tuck your tailbone. Inhale, lift your straight left leg off the ground. Keep your knee locked. Prevent your low back from arching here. That's your spine lifting your leg. I want your hip to lift your leg. Bend your knee, pull heel to butt. Inhale, lift your left thigh a little higher. Exhale, half frog. Try to hover the floor. Knee in line with the hips without rolling to that right side really hard. Slide that left knee up if you have to. Make sure your left heel is right below your left knee, and you just push your left knee into the floor and actively lift your left foot off. Internally rotate. Hold at the top. Make sure that left hip point is squared to the floor, okay? And this is an easy assessment, right? Look at your foot, see if it's way noticeably higher or lower than the other side. If it is, then you're either lacking or you have more internal rotation on one side than the other. Lower it down slow. 2 more. Push the knee down, lift off. Remember, guys, imbalances are natural in the body. We all have a better right or left side, but creating that awareness around it helps us notice the problem and then one day hopefully fix that imbalance. Push the left knee down. Last one. Lift up. Hold at the top here. Push through the top of the right foot. Even the forearms push down. Lift left thigh off the ground. Hover knee to knee. And lower left leg back down. Slide the hands by the ribs. Inhale, just take a little back bend. Go cobra or up dog. And exhale, push back into a tabletop. Now grab your towel or your strap, whatever you're using for your shoulder work. Whatever you got here. If you got a strap, grab the D-rings in one hand, and you're just going to come up to a high kneel. Okay? Now, you'll find that I'll be shifting around a lot on the mat, trying to give you the best angle. But for the most part, feel free to switch around with me. Or what's beautiful about practicing online is you can always hit pause, rewind, and go back, whether you miss something or you feel out of whack on your mat. So grab the mat or the strap or your towel, take it up. And I want you to inhale, bring it up over your head, keep those ribs low, and exhale, bring it back down. Just do that one more time. Bring it up and over, keep the ribs low, head back, and lower slow. This time go wider with your grip here, nice and wide. Bring the strap overhead, and we go all the way back around without bending the elbows, without moving your head. So just shoulder flossing up and through. If you find it was too easy, just narrow out your grip. Bring it up, keep the ribs low, head back, lower slow. Just a few more rounds of those on your own. Try to link up the breath here. Inhaling overhead, and exhaling, bringing it back and over. One more full round. Bring it up and over. Lower down slow. This time we pause in the sticky spot. Bring that strap up behind you. Pause about shoulder height. Take 3 deep breaths here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through your nose. 2 more. In. And out. And breathing into those lower lobes of the lungs. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. Bring the strap up and over. Lower it down. Just one more little shoulder warm up. Grab the dowel or the strap. Again, a little wider than the shoulders this time. I want you to squeeze it tight. Try to rip it apart. And all we're going to do is do shoulder cars or scapula cars. So gliding the shoulder blades around the thoracic cage. In this position, we protract, push forward, and retract, pinch back. And just feel that 2 more times. Go forward with the shoulder blades, pinch back. 1 more, push forward and back. Now stay in retraction. Let's elevate shoulders up, depress down, elevate, and depress. 1 more, elevate up, depress down. Let's take the full cycle here. Protract, push forward, elevate, lift up, retract, pinch back, depress, slide down. 1 more that way. Push forward, lift up, pinch back, slide down, reverse, lift up, push forward, slide down, pinch together. Last one, elevation, protraction, depression, retraction. Good work, yogis. Lower the strap, put it off to the side. You will not need it for the rest of class. Coming in to your tabletop position, spread your fingers. Turn your hands out slightly, creating more space through the shoulder and the neck. And let's get our hip cars from a tabletop or quadruped position. Pull your right heel to your butt, and let's dorsiflex our toes today. So pull your toes towards your ankle. Strong dorsiflexion. Hover your right knee, and knee glides towards the chest. Now remember, we're disassociating spine from hip, so if your knee comes towards your chest and you give your back a big round, that's all low back, right? We don't want that. Just hip flexion, honest hip flexion. AB duck, drive that right knee up and out like you're a dog on a hydrant here. Keep the knee high, internally rotate, show the bottom of your foot to the ceiling, and extend and lower slow. You tap, reverse, extend, externally rotate, drive knee towards the elbow, no help from the spine, circle through. Couple more, towards the chest, we flex, abduct, squeeze it, internally rotate, extend, tap the knee down, reverse, keeping your whole body still, extend, ER, knee towards the elbow, circle through. Last one, knee towards your chest, lift up and out, hold, keep hips square to the floor, get the knee a little higher, internally rotate, and extend, tap the knee down, let's reverse, extend, externally rotate, abduct, freeze here, hold that knee up high, straighten your leg out, hold it, and ground it down slow. Walk your hands back, sit onto your left heel. Now if this is too much on your knee, you can curl your toes under, sit onto the heel. You can also just do this up from tabletop, okay? Same thing, just from tabletop. I like to sit all the way onto my left heel, slide right heel in line with right hip, and I just want you to slide that right leg out. Get a nice opening angle stretch in your groin and inner thigh tissue. Come to the inner edge of the right foot. Keep that stretch, and let's get some axial rotations with the hip. So lock your right knee, keeping everything squared forward, externally rotate, turn the right toes up, and internally rotate, bring it down. It's not as far as you think. Toes lift up. It's going to be harder because of this abduction position that we're locked in. Lower slow. 1 more. Right toes lift. Lower it out slow. Slide the foot out a little wider. And just 1 round of isometrics here. We're going to keep our knee locked. I want you to use the tissue that you're feeling the stretch and try to create a little bit of force. So using that inner thigh, start to push the inner edge of the right foot into the floor. Imagine there's a scale underneath your foot. That scale's reading 20% tension down. Make it read 30. All right, keep pushing, take it to 40. And you can stay right around that range or push harder, right? Really challenge how strong you can be in this position. Keep pushing, and we hold whatever tension level we're at for another 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Just relax. Take a breath in and a breath out. Walk your hands all the way up. Slide that right leg back and literally just kind of shake out your leg. shakes out. All right, and then getting the other side here. So our left hip cars, spreading those fingers. I want you to pull your heel to your butt. We dorsiflex our ankle, so toes pull towards the shin. Even pressure through the hands. Shoulders, hips are level to the floor. Left knee hovers, and the knee glides towards the hip without rounding the low spine. Abduct, drive the left knee up, hold it up high. Internally rotate, and extend your leg back. Tap left knee down, reverse, extend back. Externally rotate, knee towards the elbow, circling through. We got 2 more, hip flexion towards the chest. Drive it up and out, little squeeze at the top. Internally rotate, send your leg back, tap left knee down, reverse, extend, ER into abduction, circling through, landing soft. Again, not about how big it is, about how smooth it is. 1 more, knee towards your chest, drive it up and out, little squeeze, internally rotate, fight through the sticky spots, extend, tap down, reverse, extend, externally rotate, knee towards the elbow, freeze here, straighten your leg without shifting body weight too much, lower slow, walk your hands back, sit onto your right heel, slide that left heel in line with your left hip, hands are out for support in front of you, and we get that nice opening angle stretch through our groin. Once you have that stretch, let's get those 3 axial rotations. So pivoting on the heel, turn the left toes to the sky and lower the toes down. Keep everything squared forward. It's gonna be easier if you turn towards your leg, right? Honestly assessing the hip. Lift the toes up and lower down. 1 more. Engage your glute to externally rotate, knee stays locked, and lower slow. We slide out just 1 more centimeter. Breathe into that tissue on the inner thigh and then start to use that stuff to create some force down into the floor so that scale underneath your foot's reading 20%. Again, we rev up our maximum voluntary contraction to 30 to 40. You can stay at that range if you've got something going on, or push harder, maybe taking it up to that 60, 70, or 80% contraction. Hold, strong internal rotation or a strong internal tension here. 5, 4, 3, 2, relax. Turn the contraction off. Take an inhale and an exhale. Crawl your hands back forward and literally just shake out your left leg, shaking it out. 1 direction and then the other direction. Come into our seat, and we're just going to get a little bit of footwork before we get moving and standing. So when we're balancing, right, our feet are our foundation. So I want to reintroduce your foot to your brain and your brain to your foot. Because if you can't move your toes in a controlled way, lifting the toes up, big toes up, outer 4 toes up, if you can't do that, your brain literally forgot that you have a foot. So we want to reset those signals from our foot to our brain. So let's literally, you're going to fold your right foot up right under your thigh, grab big toe, grab second toe, and you just literally pull 1 toe down, 1 toe up, and reverse it. Other big toe up, outer, or second toe down. And we're literally just going to our limit, but we're not pushing into pain, right? Up and down, and then pull it apart. Stick your fingers in there. Familiarize yourself with your feet. And then just working your way down, taking it to the second and the third toe, pulling 1 up, 1 down. You're literally stretching out the skin, the fascia, the joints, the tendons. It's pretty non-specific, which is the beauty of it. You just work everything open on your own. And keep working your way down. Take it to the third and the fourth. Up, down, and apart. And then towards that pinky toe and the 4th toe. Up, down, and apart. And you're going to take left hand right to the inner edge, right hand to the pinky edge, and just wring your ankle out. Like twist your foot down and relax it, maybe twisting up, literally just pulling, twisting, and you can hold here and maybe drop or pump that right knee, making it an oscillating mobilization. Relax, and again, you're just exploring your ankle, the range of motion in your ankle, squeezing your feet, your toes, twisting it out, and take that right foot out long, lock your knee. All I want you to do is point your right toes and just invert, turn the foot in towards the left, and then out to the right. Do that 3 more times. Stay pointed, go in, out, inversion, eversion. Good job. Left foot, fold it up into a figure 4, and literally it's just toga, toe yoga. Pull big toe up, second toe down, and switching it out. And again, not going into pain, but going to your limit, right? Feel, start to fire those signals. Loosen everything up. Work your way down, second and third toe. Pull one up, one down, and switch. You can start to push your other fingers into that, the webbing to kind of spread it out more, pull apart. Just working your way down. Pull one up, one down, pull apart. And working it down all the way to the 4th and the pinky toe. Right? One up, one down. Switch. Pull apart. You're going to grab the inside edge of your foot, the outside edge of your foot, so right hand right to the inner edge, left hand to the outer edge, and just twist your foot, wring it out, pull down, and relax it. And if you've got any ankle stuff going on, again, we're never pushing into pain, never pushing into it, just working, seeing the range of motion we have. Maybe you try that oscillating mobilization where you twist the foot, wring it out like a towel, and then just pump your knee a little bit. Use your hip to open up your ankle. 3, 2, and 1. And then we'll just take it right here. Slide that left foot out, point the toes, go into inversion, turn the foot in, and eversion, turn it out. This is just internal and external rotation of the ankle. We go in and out, little squeeze. Foot cramps are common here. Go in and out. One more, take it in and out. Beautiful. Come back to your tabletop position. Spread your fingers. I want you to curl your toes under. And just hover your knees 1 centimeter off the ground. Hold here. Fingers spread wide. Push the floor away and dome your upper back just a little bit. Now imagine you're a runner on a starting block, so you push through your toes and your fingertips resist. They're your brake pads. So find some strength here. Start to pull your hands towards your feet to your hands. The whole front body connects. Take another inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send the hips up and back. Now walk your feet back a few inches because going into down dog from a tabletop tends to shorten the stance a bit. We want our down dog and our plank to be the same distance between our hands and our feet. So let's practice a little spinal roll. One of my favorite ways to take a vinyasa, we're going to add it into our Sunday today. So it goes in little steps. Everyone start by rising high under your tiptoes and hold that position. Initiate the spinal roll with the toe lift, then the tail tucks under. So our tailbone tucks under. Pull your belly button back towards your spine and start to roll towards your plank. Chin to your chest the whole way. So rounding forward, shoulders stack over the hips, your chin lifts at the last moment. Beautiful. And then take another breath in. Exhale, nod your chin to your chest and round your upper spine. Go right back to down dog. Reversing the action. Let's try that 2 more times, a little more fluid. Inhale high on the toes. Tuck your tail. Round forward like a cat waking up. Once shoulders stack over wrist, your chin lifts. Exhale, chin to the chest. Round the upper spine. Hips lift, heels down. 1 more fluid. Inhale, spinal wave to plank. Roll it. Chin lifts. Exhale, chin to the chest. Round the upper spine. Send the hips back. Beautiful. Stay in your down dog. If you had trouble with that spinal wave, maybe pause or even rewind. Practice it a couple more times. You got to start, it goes toes, tailbone tucks, you round slow to plank, and it's a really nice opener of the whole spine. So holding your down dog, spread those fingers, and take a slow walk to the top of your mat. Just tiptoe your feet up. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Just bow your head, hang heavy. Little bob, little sway side to side. Gonna bend your knees, chin towards your chest, and roll your spine all the way up to stand. Once the shoulders stack, inhale, take your arms up over your head. Exhale, take a side body stretch. Right arm drops to the side. Let's take our left hand in this round right to our right side body. I want you to make a fist with your right hand and actively reach for the floor. Engage that right shoulder blade, reach it down. Look at your right bicep, internally rotate, and then externally rotate. Make sure the upper arm initiates the action. 2 more. Internally rotate, spin it in, the forearm and the fist can finish it. Externally rotate, roll it down. 1 more. Go through IR and ER. Inhale back to center, arms high. Exhale, side body stretch. Left arm drops down. Right hand comes to the left side body. Make a fist with your left hand. We go through those rotations. Internally rotate. Try to feel some pec and high bicep. Roll the shoulder in. Externally rotate. Try to feel shoulder blade muscles roll out. 2 more. Internal rotation and external rotation. Last one, go through IR and ER. Back to center, inhale, both arms go high, gaze up, palms touch. Exhale, forward fold all the way down, bow your head at the bottom. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, down dog, step your feet back. Inhale, spinal wave to plank, high on toes, tuck your tail, roll forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga, bend the elbows lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here before we get moving and flowing into our Sun A. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees, step, jump, or float to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, chin to chest. Inhale, roll the spine to stand, arms high. Exhale, side body stretch. Drop one arm, doesn't matter which one. Reach for the floor. Inhale to center. Exhale, side body stretch, other direction. Inhale, gaze up, palms touch. Exhale, forward fold. All the way down, completely empty your lungs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down dog, step it back. Inhale, spinal wave to plank, toes, tailbone, chin to chest as you roll forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 1 breath in and out. Inhale, look forward, bend your knees, step, jump, maybe float. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, roll the spine up. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, side body stretch. Inhale to center. Exhale, side body stretch. Inhale, back to center, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold down. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, wave forward to plank. Exhale, your vinyasa, maybe you skip it. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. One cycle in your down dog. Breathe in and out. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, step, jump, float to the top. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, roll the spine up. Inhale, arms high, last round. Exhale, side body stretch. Inhale to center. Exhale, other side, side body. Inhale to center, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, spinal wave to plank. Toes, tailbone tucks, roll forward, big time core strengthener. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, look forward. Bend your knees, step, jump, float to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Inhale, roll your spine all the way up. Gaze up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Alright, come to the stand at the center of your mat. I'm going to do a little bit of a foot tutorial here, practicing some balance and just some overall good foot health, some things you should do every day maybe. So, starting with our right foot, I just want you to lift your right heel up as high as you can, challenging big toe extension. Again, going to your limit but not into pain, and then lower the heel down slow. And we just do that a couple more times. Heel lifts up, going to your limit, pour some weight into it, lower slow, heel up, and down. Last two, we go up, down, up, and down. Switching sides over to the left here, so heel lifts, pushing to the limit, and down. You get like 4 or 5, lift up, push that big toe, lower slow. 2 more, we go up, lower down, take it up, and down. 1 more, we go up, and we lower slow. Okay, so real quick, I'm going to show you how to find your tripod. Tripod is just a way to think about how you should be balancing on your feet. So, thinking of the tripod as 3 parts here on your foot, it's your heel, the ball of your foot, and the webbing right at the base of your pinky toe. Okay? So what I'd like everyone to do is take your feet hips width distance, lift up your toes, fan them out wide, and then release them back down. Now close your eyes, and all I want you to do is shift your weight forward into the balls of your feet, shift your weight back into your heels. It's not a competition to see how far forward you can go. We're just trying to find our tripod. So do that one more time. Shift forward into the ball of the foot, shift back, keeping eyes closed, come right to center. That's your tripod, right? That's where the weight is evenly balanced. All right, now you can blink the eyes open. Now that you have your tripod, I'm going to show you how to find something called short foot, or some people like to use the word doming. It's a way of thinking about gripping the floor like a suction cup. Literally trying to engage the intrinsic muscles of your feet. The intrinsic muscles are just the muscles that originate and end in your feet. Learning how to engage them to grip the floor to improve our balance. So we've got our tripod. Keeping that tripod, give your glutes a squeeze, all right? Notice when you squeeze your glutes, as you look down at your feet move. So when we organize our hips properly, when we give it that external rotation, little glute squeeze, that actually gives you an arch in your foot. Okay, so practice that a couple times. Relax, keep your tripod, organize hips, you squeeze your glutes, feel that arch, and just relax. And just do it one more time. You've got your tripod, squeeze the glutes, and relax. Now this time we're going to try to find that short foot or that doming effect. So you've got your tripod, squeeze your glutes, externally rotate. Now have a sense of trying to push your toes directly into the ground, or another cue that works is trying to pull the ball of your foot to the heel. Literally trying to shorten your foot, but not curling your toes under, right? If you curl your toes under, that's a toe flexor drill. We're trying to, again, create that doming effect or short foot. And relax. Okay, let's try 2 more practicing the short foot. Got your tripod, Organize the hips, squeezing your glutes, push your toes down, straight into the floor, or pull the ball of your foot to your heel. Hold 3, 2, relax it on 1. Great job. One more. Tripod legs, got that weight balance. Squeeze the glutes, create the arch. Short foot, push the toes down. Now holding your short foot, keep a soft bend in your knees. We're going to practice a hip hinge. So keeping a soft bend in the knees, reach the hips back and your arms forward. Keep that short foot and that tripod in the feet. Keep reaching the hips back. You want to feel the whole posterior chain work to hold you here. Drive down through your heels to rise all the way up. Little squeeze at the top. 2 more, just regular hip hinges. Keep the knees soft. Send the hips back. Got your tripod feet. Arms reach forward to help counterbalance. Feel that posterior chain hold you in place. Drive down through the heels to lift up. Guys, we're trying to teach you here how to use your hips to fold, right? Becoming proximal dominance is what they say. So being able to move from your hips instead of move from your knees, right? So practicing it one more time, that hip hinge, bend the knees just softly, reach the hips back and the arms forward. Now pause at the bottom of this hip hinge, find a little hula hoop, send the hips to the right and the arms to the left. Keep your tripod feet, right? Reach the hips in one direction, the arms in the other, and then we go all the way around. Stay in your hip hinge, back to center, reach the hips to the left and the arms to the right. Hold here, come back to center one more time. Take it off to the right. Really find some interesting lines of tension here. Back to center, take it off to the left. And back to center, drive through the heels. Stand up tall, squeezing. One more challenge, then we'll get to our little hip flow here. I want you to take one foot in front of the other. Okay, so I'm going to go left foot in front first, right foot in line, directly in line with one another, like you're balancing on a beam, because that's what we're going to try to replicate. What this drill does is helps you see how well you can move and use your hips. Because our feet are in one line, you can't use your quads, you can't use your hamstrings here. All you can do is use your hips to help you balance, okay? So one foot about 6 inches directly in front of the other foot. I want you to find that hinge, right? Bend the knees a little bit. Start to find the hinge. Reach your arms off to the right and your hips to the left. The same thing we did with the feet in line with each other, right? Arms to the right, hips to the left. And then try to stand up tall all the way up straight, keeping that balance and switching it out to the other side. So little bend in the knees, reach the hips to the right and the arms to the left. And again, just feel around. Maybe you shift more weight to the front or the back. Just work into it. Explore. You lose your balance, it's all good. You just come back, try to stand up tall, keeping that good tripod. And we just switch sides. Right foot in front, left foot in back. Find that hinge, little soft bend in the knees, reach the arms out to the right and the hips to the left. It's almost like you're punching out your left hip. Reach it out to the side, arms to the right. Keep that balance and stand up tall without falling. Good tripod feet. Reach the arms to the left, hips to the right. And do that hip hinge. Getting nice and low, and drive through the feet, stand up tall. All right, so that's just our little hip work, some balance work, learning how to hinge and move from the hips directly. Let's get into our standing series here. Lots of good stuff coming, okay. So start at the front of your mat, facing directly out in front of you. So again, I'll be shifting around, trying to give you the best view. So stand tall in your Tadasana or mountain shape. Let's start with our hands right at the back of our head here in this prisoner position. Pinch your shoulder blades together, peel your elbows back and hover your hands off of your head. Straighten your arms up high, lock your elbows. Internally rotate, spin your upper arms to the floor, reach your arms behind you, keep them up high, ribs stay low, bend the elbows, hover the hands off the back, and set down softly. We go back, pinch the shoulder blades, elbows peel, internally rotate your hands off your back, straighten your arms, externally rotate, sweep the arms up high, bend the elbows, hover hands off the head, don't set down, straighten the arms up, take a breath in, shift your weight into your right foot, finding that tripod, balance the weight, organize the hip, find the arch, hover your left foot off the ground. Take an inhale, exhale, one leg hip hinge, send your arms back, that's it, spine forward. Send that hip all the way back, and again, your hamstring, posterior chains holding you in place. 2 more of these. Inhale, arms reach up, keep left foot hovering. Exhale, think flat back, spine forward, arms back. 1 more. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale, take them back, spine forward. These are called good mornings here. Inhale, warrior 3. Send left leg back behind you. Keep the leg in line with the hip. Square hips to the floor. Take a breath in. Exhale, curtsy squat. Left knee behind right knee. Get as close to the ground as you can before you touch the ground. Then you can use that left foot as a kickstand or try to challenge yourself. Get as low to the ground as you can. Inhale, back to warrior 3. All the way up tall. Exhale, standing split. Fold over your right leg. Grab a hold of your right calf. Pull yourself down. Big step back with your left leg, low lunge. Inhale, down dog split. Take your right leg up high. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Freeze. Kick right foot out. Get your toes in line with your fingertips. Inhale, fallen triangle. Spin your back foot flat. Left arm up high. Exhale, lower your hips down to a straddle. Now again, you might want to situate yourself on your mat. Gonna spend a little time in our straddle here. Now, if it's really hard just to be here, take your hands behind you. Use them to stay upright through your spine, or you can elevate your hips. Sit yourself on a block or a pillow. Gonna get some rotations of the hips. So turning towards that right hip first. I want you to point your toes, lock your knee, internally rotate, and externally rotate. You just got 2 more. Go through IR, little squeeze, ER, pull all the way out. 1 more. Internal rotation, external rotation. Right to the left side, not wasting any time. Point the toes, internally rotate, wake up that outer lateral hip, externally rotate it out. We go in and out. Keep the knee locked, just motion from the hip. IR and ER. Back to center, let's turn towards that right foot now. Hands can be back behind you. We're gonna do a hover and then end range rotations, making little circles, okay? So if this is really hard, hands are back behind you and you're leaning back. If you've got good straight leg hip flexion, you walk your hands forward a little bit. This will regress the angle, making hip flexion way harder. So this is the progression here. Back here is the regression. We're all different levels, does not matter where you're at. Know your body, pick the choice that's best for you. All right, so I'm gonna lean a little bit forward. You're gonna hover your right leg, point your toes, end range rotations. Trace a circle the size of a golf ball. You got 5 one way, keep the knee locked, and 5 the other way. Go slow, keep the knee locked. Rest of your body still. Lower down with control, right to the left side. Hands can frame down or be back behind you. Knee locks, straight leg hip flexion, left leg lifts. 5 little circles, size of a golf ball. Reverse. Parachute down slow. Come to center, and again, hands can be back behind you or strap on tight. We're gonna hover right leg, externally rotate, bend the knee, set your foot down into, it's like a seated frog, or we'll call it a bear sit. Hover left leg, externally rotate, bend the knee, you're in your bear sit position. All right, staying with our hip mobility. Left knee, you're gonna point the left toes, swivel the heel out, pull left knee down, turn towards the right. You're in 90-90, facing your right leg, okay? Post your right hand behind you. Make sure your 90s are square, so back heel in line with knee, knee, hip. Same with the front leg. You're gonna reach as far forward as you can here. Reach out for something that's out of your reach and drive down through the knee to come back up. Once you're up, point your left toes, lift left knee up, but keep right knee down. It's a bear sit transfer. Hold this position. 3, 2, come back to your bear sit, other side, point the right toes, right knee comes down, pull it to the floor so you're active, 90-90 facing left leg. Square those 90s off, post left hand behind you. Want you to inhale, reach out as far as you can with that long spine here. Reach, reach, reach. Push through the left knee to come all the way back up. One more round, point the right toes, lift right knee, find your bear sit transfer to center. Pull the left knee down, 90-90 facing right leg, right hand posts back. Inhale, reach that spine long. And push through the right knee to come all the way up. Point the left toes, lift, left knee, bear sit transfer, 90-90 to the left side. Left hand posts out, good hip position. Inhale, reach out long, hold at the bottom. And exhale, drive through that left knee to rise back up. Last bear sit transfer, point the toes, lift right knee up. Keep that left knee down as long as you can. 3, 2, back to bear sit on 1. Now just slide your legs in just a little bit, in. Drop the knees off to the right so you find shin box this time. Left thigh up against bottom of right foot. Push down through the shins, lift the hips up. Tricky transition here. You can always use the hands out in front of you to help you balance. If you want to challenge, lean your weight onto your right knee and your right shin. Try to hover left leg off the ground. Step left foot up. Right leg back. You're in a runner's lunge. Drop your right knee to the ground and just settle in. Take your hands to your left hip. Use your hands as leverage to upright your spine. Get tall through your spine. Pelvis tucks under. And then you can bend a little deeper into that left knee if you'd like. Actively pull your right thigh forward the whole time so you get a good line of stretch on that right front hip. Now, hands go behind you to your low back. Swimmer hovers. Pinch the shoulders. Elbows peel. Hover your hands off your back. Straighten your arms. Externally rotate. Sweep your arms up high. Bend the elbows. Set your hands down. Again, breathing light here. Pinch the shoulder blades. Elbows back. Hover the hands. Straighten your arms. Internally rotate, sweep the arms back, hug them in, then bend the elbows. Don't set down this time, just straighten the arms. Externally rotate, inhale, sweep the arms up high. Exhale, take a half split. Hands to the floor, fold over your left leg. Now in this half split, inhale, reach your belly forward. Externally rotate your left hip a bit so your left toes roll out. Start to walk your hands off to the right. Hands walk to the right and just send some weight into that left hip. So you're literally just kind of off balance here. I'll give you a frontal view. So my left hip's externally rotated, walking my hands off to the right and punching my left hip out to the left. Just finding a different line to stretch for another 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, low lunge, bend into left knee, step left leg back, hold your plank, spread your fingers, 3 scapula push-ups, round the upper spine, and spread those shoulder blades wide. Keep your elbows straight, just melt your chest, pinch the shoulder blades together. 2 more, push the floor away and dome, drop the chest and melt. Last one, round the upper back, and melt. Now stay in protraction. Bend your elbows, peel your elbows back. Lower all the way to your belly, hold. Hover your hands off the ground, make fists. Elbow hinges, extend your arms straight back. And bend. 2 more. Extend the arms back. And bend. Elbows touch the sky here. Last one. Extend up. This time externally rotate. Sweep your arms overhead. Big circle. Bend the elbows. Don't set down. Straighten the arms up overhead. Internally rotate. Sweep back. Keep the arms high. Make fists. Bend the elbows. You hinge back. Hands plant flat by the ribs. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhale, look forward. Bend your knees. Step, jump, float to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, roll the spine up. Inhale, arms go high. Exhale, bend the elbows, set the hands down on the back of the head. Find that tripod with the feet, right? Balance. Organize the hips by giving the glutes a little squeeze. Then shorten the foot, right? Find that doming. Hands to the back of the head, shoulders back. Elbows peel, hover the hands. Straighten your arms. Internally rotate, big circle, sweep back. Keep the arms high as you hug them in. Then bend the elbows, set down soft. Let's go back, pinch the shoulders, elbows back, hover the hands, straighten your arms, externally rotate, sweep up overhead. This time stay overhead, shift your weight to your left foot, hover your right. Take a breath in. Exhale, we have those 3 good mornings. Shift the arms back and the spine forward, hinging on one leg. Inhale, arms back up high. Again, exhale, arms back, spine forward. Good morning. Nice trench in the low back here. Last one, inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms back. Good morning, spine forward. Stay here. Inhale, warrior 3, float right leg back. Exhale, curtsy squat. Right knee behind left knee, calf. Get as low to the ground as you can before those right toes. Kickstand. Or you just lower and hold. 3, 2, on 1. Inhale, warrior 3, back to it. Exhale, standing split. Fold over your left leg. Nice fold. A big step back with your right leg. You're in your runner's lunge. Inhale, down dog. Split left leg up high. Exhale, left knee to right elbow. Kick your left foot out. Toes in line with fingers. Fallen triangle. Spin the back foot flat. Lift the hips. Exhale, lower the hips right down to your straddle. So where you might shift a little bit on your mat. Got our hip mobility work down here. This time, we're going to challenge right and left side. So externally rotate your left hip. Internally rotate your right hip. And then switch, external rotation to the right, internal to the left. And take a moment, you can go a little slower and just make sure you're getting the motion correct here, right? Switch it out. Externally rotate left, IR to the right, and switch. And switch. And switch. And we end up in that beginning point. I want you to externally rotate left hip, internally rotate right hip. Hands back behind you. Drag your heels here. Pull your heels into 90-90. Right? All the way into 90-90. Left leg. Facing left leg. This time, left hand's behind you. Right arm reaches out. Inhale, reach as far forward as you can. Squeeze that right knee into the floor and internally rotate left or right foot as well. So it's a lift off with the back leg, a nice stretch through the front leg, drive down through the left knee to come back up high. Let's go back to our straddle here by pressing that right heel out wide, left heel out wide, externally rotate left, internally rotate right. Drag your heels into a 90-90 position. Square off your 90s. You gotta adjust those hips maybe. Right hand is your post. Inhale, reach left arm forward. Internal rotation, lift off of that left leg. Reach, reach, reach. Push through the right knee to come back up. Drive back to your straddle. Left heel kicks out. Right heel kicks out. Pause in your straddle. Bend your knees. Slide into your bear sit. And just go. Feet slide all the way in. We find our shin box to the left. Right thigh up against the left foot. Push down through the shins. Maybe use your hands. Lift up. Balance on the left knee and shin. Use the hands maybe, or try to challenge the balance. Step right foot up. Left leg back. Hands down. Drop left knee. Crescent V position. Use the hands, so get tall through the spine. Back out of the bend in the front knee. Tuck your pelvis to get that nice stretch through the left hip. Then we bend deeper into the right knee. Keep pelvis tucked. Let's start hands on the low back this time. Pinch the shoulders, elbows back, hover the hands, straighten the arms, externally rotate, spin that bicep out. Keep the arms behind you as you reach up. Bend the elbows, set the hands down. Pinch the shoulders, elbows back, hover your hands, straighten your arms, internally rotate, spin the upper arm down, reach the arms back. Bend the elbows, don't set down this time. Straighten the arms back out. ER, roll the biceps up. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, half split, fold over your right leg. We take that external rotation through the right hip. Keep a soft bend in the knee. ER in that right hip. Walk your hands out to the left. Send right hip out to the right. Push a little or send some weight into that right hip. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, and on 1. Bend into the right knee. Step right foot back. Go into a down dog. We'll call it there. Give me one spinal wave to plank. Inhale, high on the toes, tuck your tail, roll your spine forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. I want you to make your way to a seat here. Grab your block or whatever you have to elevate the hips. This is all we really needed it for. Lower all the way down to your back as we begin to wind down our practice here. Block goes underneath your sacrum. That's that triangular shaped bone of your pelvis. Nice flat area. Prop it on down. You can go low, medium, or high if you've got a yoga block. Once you found the spot, take your arms over your head, and if it feels so good, maybe you slide one leg out long at a time. And you just feel the whole front of your body open up. Might not be too intense for you. For me, it's just subtle enough to feel good, to feel like it's all countering everything that we did. We did a lot of compression, a lot of rotational work. This is to bring our body back to that equilibrium, that balanced state. Hang out for another minute or so, just breathing deep. Eyes closed, breathe really softly in and out through your nose. Start to rebend your knees. Push down into your feet, remove the block, whatever was underneath you. Take your feet as wide as your mat and just take some easy windshield wipers side to side. Oh, sorry about that. Excuse me. And then one more quick hip opener here before we settle into Shavasana. I want you to take your right foot and figure 4 it right
over left thigh. And I want you to take your heel to the center of your thigh here. And then you're going to drop your legs over to the left, okay? Ground your left thigh. Left thigh pushes all the way down. And then keep your right foot flat and drive your right knee forward. So it's a nice opening through the front of the hip here. Keep pushing your left thigh down and your right knee forward. And opening up all this upper, outer hip stuff that gets so tight and compressed from all the sitting that we do. 5 soft breaths here. Before you come out of this quickly, all right, let your right knee come back towards your chest first, then come back to center. Setting up the other side. Right foot down flat. Take your left heel right to the center of your right thigh. You don't want it hanging off. You don't want that left foot on the ground. So we ground, drop the legs over to the right. Push right thigh into the ground by engaging that right hip. Make sure left heel's floated off the ground. Then push left knee forward. And just again, 5 soft breaths. It's one of my favorite stretches to do at the end of the day when you're just kind of hanging out watching TV. It's always nice to just kind of get on the floor and do some nice easy stretching. Let your left knee come back towards your chest and roll onto your back. Big self-hug, big inhale. Exhale, release into your final resting position of Shavasana. So Shavasana can really look like any shape. You can grab a pillow, a blanket, anything that's close by to get as comfortable as you possibly can. Right, I highly encourage you to stay here for at least 5 minutes. If you've got the time, take 10 minutes. Again, this is really where we take in the full effect of the practice. So after all that hard work you did, after pushing your body to what may have been your limit, this is where we go to the complete opposite end of the spectrum, right? How relaxed can you get? How much can you let go? Right? Because being able to let go is something that we all need to work on, and we can start by working on it by using it as a tool to let go of different parts of our body that are holding tension, right? So scan your body. Where do you feel any tender, any sleepy spots? Use one more inhale breath, create awareness around that tense area. Use that exhale breath to let the tension melt away into the floor. This is where I'm going to leave you all. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.